One skill that most parents have a difficult time with helping their student with is addition and subtraction with regrouping. Mainly because there are so many new strategies that we use to teach your child that most of us have never done before. Growing up, most of us learned to use the standard algorithm for addition and subtraction, and it worked out fine for us. For our students, we teach them several strategies because, unfortunately, the standard algorithm doesn't work for everyone. So, I'm going to show you 4 strategies that we use in our classroom to teach addition and subtraction. Again, remember, the students are able to use the strategy that works best for them. They don't have to stick to one particular strategy. If they like the standard algorithm, they can use it. That is not required of them until 4th grade. So many students come to us already knowing the standard algorithm that works for them. That's fine. But they don't have to use that algorithm until they get into 4th grade. So while they are learning to understand and they are learning to grasp the concept of regrouping, some of these other strategies may actually work out better for them. So I'm going to show you 4 options. Let your child choose whichever one works best for them. The first addition strategy we're going to look at is the expanded form strategy. The expanded form strategy helps students break numbers apart into their place value, write it in expanded form so they can easily see how the numbers are represented. For example, in the number 497, 497 has 4 100s, 9 10s, and 7 1s. The number 331 has 3 hundreds, 3 10s, and 1 1. What we're going to do first is write that in expanded form. If I have 4 100s, that's the same thing as saying a value of 400 plus the value of my 10s. I have 9 10s. 9 10s is 90 plus the value of my 1s. I have 7 1s. The value is 7. Then I'm going to do the same thing to my next number, 331. 300s equals 300 plus 3 10s, that equals 30, plus 1 1 equals 1. Now we're just going to combine those. Some students can go ahead and do this right here where it has been expanded. Other students might want to rewrite it so they can keep those numbers lined up and in order. I'm going to go ahead and rewrite it so you can see that method. I'm going to start with my hundreds, and I'm going to say 400 plus 300, and that equals 700. Now, that's so much easier for them to add because really all they're looking at is our hundreds digit. Everything else is zeros. So we can say 4 100s plus 3 100s is 7 100s. Then we have 90 plus 30. 9 10s plus 3 10s. That is 12 10s or 120. Then we're going to do the same thing to our ones place. So I have 7 1s plus 1 1 equals 8 1s. Now, they're going to combine those, put them right back together, and get their final answer. So if you'll notice now, all they have to do is look at the digits in each place. Most of them have zeros now. So much easier to add. So I have 8 1s, I have 2 10s, and I have 7 plus 1 8, 7 plus 1 100s, that is 8 100s. So my answer is 828. That is their final answer. Now, this form and this strategy is easier for students who are really beginning to learn how to regroup. They need to see the value of those digits. They don't really understand why numbers are moving from place to place. This breaks down each number into its place value. That's why we're actually regrouping in the standard algorithm, But this breaks that down for them and is easier for them to visualize and easier for them to see. The second strategy we're going to look at for addition is base 10 block strategy. When they are first learning how to add and subtract, students learn to use base 10 blocks. We actually give them solid blocks that they use to represent the value of each of the digits in the number. That way they are able to visually see how numbers are combined and regrouped in order to add. This is a bridge between using the solid manipulatives to doing it on paper. They are going to actually draw out the base 10 blocks to help them with their addition. The equation we're looking at today is 3,265 plus 2,478. In the first number, we have 3 1,000s, 2 100s, 6 10s, and 5 1s. In the second number, we have 2 1,000s, 4 100s, 7 10s, and 8 1s. So what they're going to do is we're going to begin by drawing out the base 10 blocks for these numbers. So in the first number, I have 3 1,000s. So I'm going to draw 3,000. And I'm going to use the triangle to represent the thousands. That's just so the students don't get confused and they don't mix up the different place values. So in the first number, that is 3,000. Then I have 200. Those are represented by squares. Then I have 6 tens. The tens are just represented by a rod or a line. 4, 5, 6. And then I have 5 ones. The ones are represented with a dot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to do the same thing for the second number. I have 2 1,000s. 1, 2. I have 4 100s. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 7 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I have 8 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, the students are going to start combining those numbers. One thing the students have to remember is that when you have 10 in any one place value, it's going to regroup to the place value to the left. So if I have 10 ones, that is the same thing as a 10. 10 tens is the same thing as a 100. 10 hundreds is the same thing as 1,000, and so on and so forth. So they are going to be looking for groups of 10 to see if they need to regroup. So we're going to start in the ones place, and they're going to combine the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a group of 10. So we're going to box that off, and that is going to regroup. It's going to move over to the tens place. So I need to add another 10. In the ones place, that's going to leave me 3. Now in the tens place, I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to find a 10 if it's possible to regroup. If not, we're just going to combine the numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That 10 can be boxed off and regrouped into the hundreds place. So that would give me another 100. Then we go back to our tens, and that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 4 tens. Now I'm going to my hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 100s. I don't have a 10, so I don't need to regroup. I'm just going to record the number that I have, 7. Then I'm going to move to my thousands. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1000s. Again, there's nothing to regroup, so I'm just going to record my number. So now I can look at what I have recorded at the bottom. That is the sum of 3,265 plus 2,478. The sum is 5,743. That is how we use the base 10 strategy. Again, this is really good for students who need to see what is happening with their numbers. It's a very visual strategy. Doesn't work for all students, but for those that need the visual representation, this is a great way for them to add.